Pasadena, California.
Hey, how much to Pasadena?
I'd like to marry someone from Pasadena.
Beautiful Pasadena, California.
It's the 2025 SMPTE Awards Gala. Your presenters for the evening are Deborah Alexander, Richie Argue, John Furter, Pat Griffiths, Eric Gazelle, Bill Hayes, Hans Hoffman.
I'm from Pasadena too, you know.
Oh?
Renard Jenkins, Rosanna Marino, John Myatt, Josh Pines.
It's closer to Pasadena.
I guess he lives in Pasadena now.
Sarah Seidel, Leon Silverman, Michael Wayne,
You gotta go to Pasadena, man.
Rich Welsh, Paul Wybrow, Raymond Young, Kylie Pena.
I'll be down to Pasadena Thursday.
What happened in Pasadena?
And SMPTE Executive Director Sally Ann D'Amato.
This is Pasadena.
Pasadena.
One ticket to Pasadena, California.
And I will remind the nominee that we don't always have that information in advance. We do know that Dr. Hill will be here after lunch.
Mr. Chairman?
I order a pizza? That's what I say when I don't know the person standing at my door.
Dear Mayor Chase, please accept this letter as notice of my resignation as Commissioner of the New York Police Department, effective at noon on the last Friday of this month. Sincerely, Francis X. Reagan.
And the American Theater Wing's Tony goes to Gregory Jabara. Billy Elliot, the musical.
Gregory Jabara earns his first Tony playing the part of Billy Elliot's dad in Billy Elliot, the musical.
Please welcome our host for the evening, Tony Award-winning actor from Oppenheimer and CBS's Blue Bloods. Here is Gregory Jabara.
Good evening. Wow, what an unusual, unexpectedly handsome-looking group of people. My name is Greg Jabara. I'll be your host this evening. I'm off leash on a handheld microphone. That could be problematic. I'm really excited to be here for two reasons. My 30-year-old tuxedo still fits. Thank you very much. That's a big deal at 64. And I'm also here because I'm a huge fanboy. I'm an actor who knows and appreciates the fact that I have a career because of all the magic that all of you in this room create. When I give tours backstage after a Broadway show, I have a laser pointer that my kids gave me one year because I give tours to show everybody where the hard drives are that control the winch motors that bring the set on stage. On the sound stages at Blue Bloods in New York, I would show people where they had the light board operator hidden in a corner, running a board that has presets that can make the Reagan House look like any time of any day. It's the magic that is technology, the cameras, the film. You saw, there was a clip of me from Oppenheimer. I think maybe we're gonna try and run some more. They nicely took the sound out because I said, I can't compete with this scene. This is like a big deal. Here we are being taken back to an actual hearing in the 1950s. And the audience believes like they're really there because they're not aware of those magical mics that are hidden all over the dais and on our bodies. And brand new large format Kodak film, 65 millimeter, that was created just for this movie to work in the Panavision cameras and the IMAX cameras, and the set, which was the actual Senate hearing chamber of the historic Capitol building in Santa Fe, and it was staged and lit to be shot 360. It was a closed set, and that meant for those video cameras and TV cameras that looked period, the lighting for them, which looked like it was from the 50s, even though it actually had technology in it that allowed to be controlled by the amazing DP Hoyte van Hoytema. Him, Christopher Nolan, they're kind of, I always say, like this scene alone, I'm the only actor I don't recognize in this, in that hearing. But all of this to say, the magic is not because of us actors who learn how to come out and make words feel like they're coming out of our souls. Nobody would see it. Nobody would be able to be there if it wasn't for all of you figuring out a way to bring that work that we do to the audience. So I'm grateful and really excited that I get to do this tonight. As the teleprompter says, I'm very excited to help honor all of you this evening. And now if you'll look behind me, you'll see words rotating on a huge screen. I hope you find this to be a fun part of the show. I really like it. Every honoree tonight was asked to pick one word that encapsulates what they bring to this industry, and you'll see all of these words in action as the night goes on. My word, the word that defines my experience in my career so far, including standing here before you tonight, looking out at this incredible brain trust. My word is wonder. And my job, my goal, my one contribution as your host tonight is to have you hear about and see the sheer mind-bending technical prowess that will be here on this stage and screen, and simply feel and be inspired by the wonder of it all. And we have a lot of wonderful to get to. Tonight, we're here to celebrate true brilliance. We will be presenting 16 well-deserved awards, congratulating 13 new SMPTE fellows into the secret society. And we'll be hearing from 20 incredible presenters. That's a lot of talent, a lot of innovation, and frankly, a lot of very complex mathematical theorems I don't understand. So let's get to it and honor the geniuses who make the magic happen. Welcome to the 2025 SMPTE Gala. And to my wonder, see what I did there? I have been asked to start us off with the first honor of the evening. The Lewis F. Wolf Jr. Memorial Scholarship is designed to help students further their undergraduate or graduate studies in motion pictures and television with an emphasis on technology. I'm thrilled to introduce our scholarship recipient, Anthony Garino. A student whose intellectual curiosity and commitment promises to reshape our field. A college senior and active member of the SMPTE student chapter at Rochester University of Technology, he's already creating, exploring, and working in the industry. Let's get to know our 2025 scholarship recipient, Anthony Garino.
Whether he's building a computer, a community on Twitch, or his college career path, Anthony Garino is powered by curiosity. That curiosity led him to a truly unique undergrad, motion picture science major at the Rochester Institute of Technology, lovingly known as RIT, a place where he could combine his passions for technology and storytelling. As a senior, he's not just learning the theories, he's diving all in. From crafting a scientific article on the differences between a $200 camera and a $20,000 camera, to working on short films like his comedy, Shrimp Fried Rice.
You don't believe that it's a shrimp
actually frying the rice, do you?
Why else would they call it that, Tom? And his inquisitiveness took him on an unexpected path to the RIT Digital Imaging and Remote Sensing Labs, where he processes satellite imagery and works with drones. This led him to an internship with a private defense contractor. A curious leap for a film student. Anthony's journey shows us that when you ask questions, take chances, and follow your passions, the possibilities are limitless.
I am incredibly honored to be recognized as the 2025 Lewis F. Wolf Jr. Memorial Scholarship recipient. Thank you to the Board of Governors and everyone who was involved in this decision. It is truly meaningful to be recognized by an organization that plays such an important role in this field. I would also like to thank my professors at the Rochester Institute of Technology for their constant support and guidance. I have truly learned so much from them. Being a part of the RIT SMPTE student chapter has been a big part of my journey, and I look forward to continue growing in this field. Thank you.
Unfortunately, Anthony could not join us in Pasadena tonight, so please give him another round of applause for his well-deserved scholarship. Next, let's get a glimpse into what makes the society function globally. Please welcome SMPTE Fellow John Furter.
'Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. 'Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. 'Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. Come on.
Hello, everybody. It feels kind of odd standing up on stage without my baby brother Jake, Norm Hurst, but I'll do my best. As a longtime SMPTE volunteer at both the section level and the board level, I've gained a deep personal understanding of the time and dedication and leadership that our honorees invest in our society. Their commitment is the very foundation of our community. These remarkable individuals are the core strength of their local sections. They work tirelessly to ensure that every group functions seamlessly and effectively. They don't just participate. They are the essential drivers, fueling SMPTE's mission and propelling the future of media forward through their consistent effort. Our sections are the vital heartbeat of our global community, and it's here that our mission is realized. Those who dedicate their time, their expertise, and their personal resources to this volunteer work are the superheroes of our society. The citation for outstanding service to the society is our most sincere way of formally acknowledging those who have given selflessly and have gone above and beyond in their local sections. And this award I've always felt it's been very important because it comes from the sections, the appreciation that the people of the sections have for these particular honorees. I'm inspired to introduce you to the first two of our four extraordinary honorees, two people who I have gotten to know very well and work with throughout my time in the society, and who both have inspired me to try to do better work. So tonight, our first honoree, we celebrate the leadership of Zandra Clark, who gives freely of her time and passion. Yes. To collaborate and lift everyone else up. A broadcast professional who brings world-class dedication to Warner Brothers Discovery, yet still finds the heart and energy to be a foundational pillar of our society. From her leadership as Atlanta Section Chair to her pivotal role as past co-chair of our Media Technology Summit, Zandra embodies service. She has dedicated herself to ensuring every student, young professional, and established engineer stays connected to the evolving pulse of our industry. Zandra doesn't just support SMPTE, she powers it. For her dedicated and multifaceted service to our society, Please turn your attention to the screen for a tribute to Zandra Clark.
In the fast-paced world of broadcast, staying connected isn't just a nice to have, it's essential. For Zandra Clark, building bridges and fostering connections has been at the very heart of her enduring impact. This spirit of collaborating and building community defines her. From her early days at CNN, navigating the leap from analog to HD, Zandra sought out a community where she could learn and grow. She quickly became a vital part of SMPTE, stepping into roles from secretary to treasurer, and now chair of the SMPTE Atlanta section. Under her leadership, the section has flourished, championing new student chapters and forging partnerships across the industry. Zandra understands that true innovation comes from working together. She's been instrumental in creating spaces where all generations, from seasoned broadcast veterans to eager young students, can exchange knowledge, mentor each other, and grow their networks. Her vision for SMPTE is one of boundless collaboration, building a more connected future for everyone. She sees the society as that organic community, always striving to build a more connected future.
Good evening, everyone. I am truly honored and humbled to accept the SMPTE Outstanding Service Award. Thank you to SMPTE leadership, Sally, Renard, and Rich, and the award committee, and Rose Lockwood, and to everyone who continue to give their time and energy to make this organization thrive. And of course, to my former colleagues, SMPTE friends, and family who have supported me throughout this journey. I want to thank my mother and my father, your strength and your sacrifice. To my children, my heart, my joy, my greatest teachers, thank you for your patience, your unconditional love, and always give me a reason to keep going. To everyone who supported me on this journey, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I challenge everyone in the room to at least have 5 new members to join SMPTE next year. I challenge you also to donate, maybe 10% every month to help with the student organization. SMPTE needs our help.
Unfortunately, my good friend Zandra could not travel at the last minute to join us here tonight, but she extends her gratitude for this recognition. Please once again help me congratulate Zandra. So here's a question. How many of us here tonight have wished that we could just call 1-800-ASK-BILL for expert advice? I'm guessing many of us have. We are honoring that expert, Bill Hogan, who for decades has been that essential resource for our community. His dedication to service is matched by his engineering genius. A fellow since 2010, Bill's passion has strengthened the SMPTE Hollywood section. Through his tireless arrangements for hundreds of local meetings, Bill is the catalyst who ensures that the innovators of today and tomorrow have the space to gather, connect, and grow. Bill jumped all in, to help SMPTE with our Media Technology Summit Solution Hub this year, and was instrumental in expanding and reimagining part of this SMPTE annual conference dedicated to highlighting new technologies, tools, and workflows in media. For a legacy built on technical excellence and deep commitment, let's find out more about the remarkable Bill Hogan.
In our industry built on signals and streams, true value lies in the connections we build. Not just between devices and technology, but between people. Bill Hogan spent a lifetime mastering both. From pioneering early broadcast to shaping the future of cinema, he's been a constant force for innovation. Bill's pioneering work earned him an Academy SciTech Emmy Award and an Engineering Emmy, but it's his passion for connectivity that truly sets him apart. He joined SMPTE in 1967, and quickly became a driving force, linking professionals with knowledge and with each other. Bill is the human interface in our industry. He's the person you call with any question, and has earned his nickname 1-800-ASK-BILL. He believes standards and technology are tools we use to connect and move the industry forward. Bill's legacy is a testament to the power of human connection, and his long-term service to advancing the society's mission through innovative programming and strategic partnerships perfectly embodies the spirit of connectivity.
Many thanks for this honor. My career has been a wild ride. When I entered this industry, television was monochrome, 4:3. It transitioned to color, 16:9, high definition, and now to 4K and high dynamic range. Audio was mono, transitioning to stereo, to 5.1, and now to spatial audio. But the most important thing that I remember in my career was the people I met and worked with. Charlie Ginsberg, team leader at Ampex that developed videotape recording. Dick Stump, who was the co-chair of the television SMPTE High Definition Subcommittee. Also to Tom Holman, and following his 4 careers across many industries which have had such a big impact to everybody's lives. And also to remember the late David Keeley, who worked with filmmakers and brought big screen movies to theaters all over the world. It's been a wild ride, and it's not over yet. But I must not forget to thank my doctors who have made it possible for me to be here tonight, and to thank you.
So please help me welcome and congratulate our friend and inspiration, Bill Hogan.
Welcome legendary industry icon, SMPTE Fellow and first president of HBA, Leon Silverman.
What an honor to follow Bill Hogan, right? What aspect ratio is that? What? Josh, it's not a standard, I know that. So I understand last year that James Blevins gave this rousing impersonation of me handing out this award, right? Were you there? I hear he got big laughs. I hear he was really funny. And I think he even made fun of the fact that I coined the term snowflake workflows, all right? But to me, snowflake workflows were no laughing matter. And in fact, they were the inspiration for this award. In 2012, I began to notice that the incredible explosion of these new digital and file-based tools that created choice and options for filmmakers also created complexity and a whole lot of digital silos. I thought it was important to recognize that approaches that could connect the tools, the teams, and the infrastructures in better and collaborative ways was worthy of recognition. Tonight, I have the true privilege and honor to award the Workflow Systems Medal to Michelle Munson. I can't think of anyone in our industry who's not only done more to connect those tools, teams, and infrastructures in better and more collaborative ways, but continues to turn silos into hubs. Her work was a foundational enabler of a new, connected, collaborative global supply chain that has literally transformed the media industry. Michelle's passion and curiosity is met with vision and ability, which has helped her to become one of our industry's most visible and respected engineers. And it's those same traits of passion and curiosity, vision and ability that has helped her to become one of our industry's most visible and respected entrepreneurs. And of course, Michelle's mantle has more than a few awards and medals. This is her second SMPTE medal, and those accomplishments of her deep contributions as both engineer and entrepreneur. And can I just say it? Michelle Munson is impressive, right? Right? Whether it's at a SMPTE conference where she can get down into the nuance of the tech, and Michelle can get down in the nuance of the tech, that's for sure. Or explaining one of her brilliant ideas in a way that people not as brilliant as Michelle can understand, right? She's a role model to many, but she's an inspiration to me. I can't tell you how honored I am to recognize Michelle Munson with the Workflow System Medal for helping to solve some of the challenges that were the very reason that this medal was created. Let's pull back the curtain just a bit. Thanks.
Michelle Munson's journey began with a simple, powerful belief. The emerging internet wasn't just a platform, it was a revolution. Driven by a passion for science and the power of entrepreneurship, her singular purpose was to build the future. From quantum science to computer networking, she is always on a quest for the next breakthrough. That quest became Aspera. She saw the media world bottlenecked by slow video delivery. Her solution, the fast and secure transport protocol, didn't just solve the problem, it vaporized it. Aspera won an Emmy, replaced legacy workflows, and fundamentally accelerated how the world shared digital content. Her work ensured a two-way exchange of expertise, which she leveraged to redefine the possible. And her invention journey isn't over. Frustrated by the limits of arcane storage and CDNs, Michelle took a massive leap, diving into AI, machine learning, and blockchain. That ambition gave birth to Illuvio and the Content Fabric Protocol. It's a bold new structure that reimagines content distribution, monetization, and ownership for the digital age, built for global scale and total accessibility. Her career is a testament to the motto, never let your memories be greater than your dreams. For her visionary leadership and entrepreneurial impact, Michelle Munson is recognized as a pioneering force in the future of media, signaling that the journey of innovation, driven by her original purpose, is just entering its prime.
It is my distinct pleasure to invite to the stage our 2025 Workflow System Medal honoree, Michelle Munson. Congratulations.
Well, tonight I have to be brief, which is not easy for me. First of all, I love my job. I love working. I love innovating. I love everything I do every single day. And I'm old enough now to say it very honestly, I thank God Almighty that I get to do this every single day. The first thing I want to say is thanks to this industry, because my whole career is bookended by the first SMPTE talk I gave on FASP. I remember it. That's how it got going. And the highlight of my summer, which was NBA Summer League. You saw the photos. Sherman and I got to do that. And we were working on the 2110 spec in the fabric. And I thought to myself, here we are again. There is no industry like this one that's going to stand behind people trying to push boundaries, innovate, pursue their dreams, and try the things we bring. I thank you so much for doing that. Tonight I want to thank the people at my table, who I specifically invited because they are my life, and also because this is a very special occasion for me. First of all, Sherman. He deserves this award, not me. I was so very lucky that my best friend and the person I met early and that has taught me so much and that I build everything with is also now my husband, my best friend, the person that pushes me every single day. And that guy is the smartest person you'll ever know. The second people I want to recognize are my two kids, Aiden and Kira. The thing people don't see necessarily behind the scenes and the kind of thing we do is how hard it is. And they have had to endure so many sacrifices with their mom and dad who didn't retire after we sold Aspera, but instead decided we're gonna do what we always wanted to do and change the internet for content distribution for video. And they live through that every single day. I not only admire them, but I also hope the tech we make is relevant to their generations. And I also look forward to seeing what they will do to change this world. And lastly is my mom, Deanna Munson, who's here tonight. From Kansas, and everybody's parents are influential in their lives. Parents are everything. And in my case, there's no way I would be here. I wouldn't be the person I am. I wouldn't be able to pursue these things, and I certainly wouldn't have the courage to go after these high-risk goals if it wasn't for my two parents, Charles and Deanna, who, from a very early age, valued two things above everything else. First, education. Use your God-given mind to take it as far as you can. And the second thing was to do it in service, make an impact, find a purpose, see the problems of the world, and do everything you can to try to do something significant with what you have. I thank my mom so much. My dad couldn't be here because my dad passed on a couple years ago, but I'm sure he's paying attention. Thank you very much for this incredible honor. And I just want to wish everyone in the industry, and particularly the rising stars, the courage to continue to pursue your dreams at the highest level. We need more people like that in the world right now. Thank you.
Please welcome the President and CEO of Riedel Communications America, Joyce Benty.
Well, shake it up, baby, now. Shake it up, baby. Twist and shout. Twist and shout. Come on, come on, come on, come on, baby, now. Come on, baby.
Hello, everybody. How about that Michelle Munson? I love women in tech. Let's give her a round of applause. Believe it or not, this is actually my first gala with SMPTE, and I have to say it's a true honor to be here among such an accomplished and passionate community. SMPTE holds a special place for us at Riedel, and our active participation throughout the week and our continued partnership is a testament. That commitment, it's the only thing that an Emmy-winning society uses, Emmy-winning communications. And we're proud to be supporting both the SMPTE Gala and Summit Communications with our Emmy award-winning Bolero. So thank you. Thank you, and I hope you all enjoy a fantastic evening. And to introduce our next honoree, let's all welcome a man who is the definition of SMPTE leadership. Chair of the Journal Award Committee, Fellow and SMPTE past President, Executive Vice President, Secretary Treasurer, and regional governor with over 20 years of service to the society. And he also tells me he is the most handsome man here and, and a very genuinely funny guy. So please give a huge welcome to Pat Griffiths.
Thank you, Joyce. It's amazing what a $5 bribe will do. Hi, everyone. It's really great to be here. Everyone's looking pretty good tonight. And what about that Michelle Munson once again, because I've really helped her. I won't say it brought a tear to my eye, but I'd be lying if I didn't. Anyway, on to the matters of the evening. The SMPTE Motion Imaging Journal, which many of you get, is a peer-reviewed publication that's been frequently cited by our membership as one of the most important benefits of being a member of SMPTE. The papers selected for publication reflect the state-of-the-art and applications of technology and standards in our field of interest in media technology. This year, our committee of 5 reviewers went through 34 papers and judged them for technical depth, originality, and presentation in several passes to arrive at the finalists, which were then reviewed and balloted to determine the winners. It was no easy feat, as there were many excellent papers to review, and all of you authors should be proud for selection for inclusion in the journal. I'd like to thank members of the committee, Timo Kunkel, Alex Shapiro, Michael Smith, and Kent Terry for their contribution to this important endeavor. The 2024 Journal Award goes to Enhancements to Media Transport in IC-VXF using SMPTE 2110, published in the October 24 issue of the Motion Imaging Journal. Let's learn some more details about this topic.
In the world of film and television making, technology moves fast, and for today's top productions, the line between the real and the virtual is disappearing. But how do you get every single pixel from a digital world onto a massive LED screen, perfectly synchronized, with no lag, no glitches, and no hassle? The answer is to optimize. This was the challenge that Alejandro Arango, Simon Theroux, and Andrei Yamashev tackled in their journal paper, Enhancements to Media Transport in IC-VFX using SMPTE 2110. Instead of relying on complex, specialized hardware, they devised a new method. They optimized the workflow using the SMPTE 2110 standard, allowing multiple computers to render a single, perfect image. They then synchronized all the hardware, from the rendering machines to the LED walls, to make sure everything was in perfect harmony. Their work streamlines the process and brings more flexibility to the set, making virtual production easier to use. This isn't just a theory, it's now a real solution already at work. A significant step towards a more flexible, lower latency, and more optimized future for filmmaking.
Hello everyone, my name is Alex Arango, and I'm honored to accept this year's SMPTE Journal Award along with my co-authors Simon Theroux and Andrei Yamashev. Right here, we're using the very technology that we wrote about. We're transmitting synchronized video over IP thanks to SMPTE 2110 to this LED wall. And that's because we're at Epic Games LA Innovation Lab, where we test in-camera VFX workflows using Unreal Engine. Our paper shows how 2110 makes in-camera VFX more efficient and scalable. On stages like this, there are huge amounts of media flowing, and 2110 unifies this transport with minimal hardware, network cards, switches, and a PTB clock. By dedicating GPUs to render each cine camera view and multicasting to the rest of the cluster with low latency, we scale better and render with higher quality at frame rate. Thank you to SMPTE, and thank you to NVIDIA and Megapixel and everyone at Epic who supported this work. I am grateful for this honor and excited about where the technology is heading.
So please welcome 2 of the 3 authors here on behalf of their team to accept the Journal Award. All right, Pat.
Alejandro Ango, and Simone Terreau. Congratulations. Best paper, really good. Okay, our next award, the Journal Certificate of Merit, also draws from paper contributions to the journal using the same evaluation process of technical depth, originality, and presentation as the Journal Award. This year, the paper, What Electronic Noise Image Signatures Tell Us About Image Linearity and Camera Encoding, a lot of words, but good stuff, published in the September 24 issue of the Motion Imaging Journal, was selected for this award. Let's learn a little bit more about what Ricky Figueroa has found. Geez. Go ahead.
Every digital image holds a secret. It's the electronic noise, the static, the graininess that you see in low light. For decades we tried to hide it. But what if that noise wasn't a flaw, but a hidden message and a true diagnostic readout? A way for your camera to talk to you. Ricky Figueroa, Journal Certificate of Merit author of What Electronic Image Noise Signatures Can Tell Us About Image Linearity and Camera Encoding, made a profound discovery. This noise has a unique signature that reveals the camera's inner workings. It's a powerful invisible tool that lets us analyze a camera's performance just by looking at the picture it produces. Why is this vital? Because it gives filmmakers an instant check on two things. Is the camera accurately capturing light, and how is it encoding the color? This is crucial on set, especially when matching footage from multiple cameras. Ricky's paper provides the mathematical framework to decode that noise, ensuring every image is perfectly unified and consistent in post-production. It's using a flaw to generate perfection. From his roots at Kodak to his role teaching the next generation at RIT, Ricky's engineering curiosity offers the final word in diagnostic certainty for image quality. Congratulations on your award!
Hello, colleagues. Thank you very much for this honor to be recognized with the Certificate of Merit. I'm really excited to have been recognized by you guys, my peers. I'm looking forward to celebrate in this gala with all of you and looking forward to keep contributing to the industry and through the journals like the SMPTE Journal. So thank you very much, and let's celebrate.
All right. Please welcome Ricky Figueroa, and let's congratulate him for his passion. Come on up, Ricky.
Please welcome an officer of SMPTE's Hollywood chapter and committee chair, Rosanna Marino.
Well, Michelle, I wanted to congratulate you again. You're an inspiration to us all. So. We are in the midst of celebrating the amazing technology of today. And now, for this medal, we turn our attention to the true heroes to ensure that all this magic, our films, our stories, our history, endures forever. The James A. Lindner Archival Technology Medal recognizes the profound, pioneering contributions to audiovisual preservation, where deep technical expertise meets unwavering passion. a genuinely unique figure, Rito Cromer, is a mathematician and computer scientist who put his heart into conservation, becoming a true guardian of moving image history. Since the 1980s, Rito has been on the leading edge of archival science, blending his brilliant background with a hands-on approach to develop practical, accessible, and forward-looking digital tools, and creating widely adopted open source solutions, and publishing essential guides to leading global educational programs. What sets Rito apart is his incredible generosity. His enduring commitment is rooted in the simple but powerful act of sharing his innovations, empowering preservationists worldwide with sustainable and transparent workflows. His work is a testament to the belief that everything is possible when we share the knowledge to dream it. Let's all see what he's up to.
What happens if a culture loses its memory? When the fragile reels of history, the faces, the moments, the past lives, the forgotten films, begin to turn to dust. For Rito Cromer, this wasn't just a technical problem. It was an urgent call to action. His life became a mission of sharing expertise to preserve the past and improve our present. It began in 1986, witnessing the heartbreaking damage to silent films. As a mathematician and scientist, Rito realized the answer wasn't guarded secrets, but sharing knowledge. He didn't wait for massive budgets. He created open source tools and sustainable, low-cost methods so even the smallest archive could fight decay. His leadership ensures a mutual flow of expertise, and he values the knowledge he gains in return. This commitment to sharing has saved thousands of films, not just the classics, but the priceless, vulnerable amateur footage that offers a unique glimpse into our cultures and history. His expertise in digital workflows, from color analysis to codec emulation, empowers preservationists in every corner of the world. Rito's work is a selfless gift to every future generation, ensuring they can see, hear, understand, and learn from the context of their past history. His profound dedication to sharing has made him a true guardian of our films.
Good evening. Unfortunately, I cannot be with you for family reasons. I am particularly honored to be receiving this award, on one hand because I am not a SMPTE person, and on the other hand because it's named after my good friend Jim Lindner. I began working in this field almost 40 years ago, when the Iron Curtain was standing. Yet it was possible to collaborate on technical and scientific matters beyond political divisions. Then came brighter times, and now, sadly, we are finding ourselves once again in an era of division and exclusion. My hope is that our community can find ways to collaborate also in these darkening times. Finally, my sincere thanks go to my loved ones, colleagues and friends who have helped and supported me for so long. This was never a one-man show. Thank you, SMPTE.
He could not join us tonight, so please join me in congratulating the 2025 recipient of the James A. Lindner Archival Technology Medal for Rito Cromer.
You have seen him on stage before, and he is back. Please welcome your SMPTE Immediate Past President and Fellows Chair, Renard Jenkins.
How's everybody doing? A couple of things before I get started. One, I want to thank the SMPTE staff, and specifically Sally Ann D'Amato. Everything that we have experienced this week has been done with the support and with the guidance of that team. I want to thank all the volunteers who've helped us get to where we are. And I also want to thank the City of Pasadena and this lovely, lovely convention center and the host and wait staff. They have been doing an excellent job all night long. Next, I want to make something very clear. Michelle and Serban are not only inspirations for women. Michelle is a shero of mine. Her husband is a hero of mine. And her kids are my game playmates. So I want to make sure you guys know. And to be honest, if you're ever in a room with them to watch how they bounce off of each other, it's actually incredible to see that much intelligence in a small space, sparking more and more ideas. Finally, I would like to say that Pat Griffiths is not the most handsome man here, which then begs the question. Now let's get on with this. Hello, I am the past president of the SMPTE board, thank God. I enjoyed my years as SMPTE president, and I thank everyone on our boards and committees that supported the growth of SMPTE when I was president. It was indeed a whirlwind 2 years, but as past president, I'm entrusted with chairing the Fellows Selection Committee. Each year, we elevate hardworking professionals in our various industries to the status of fellow. This year, our 13 fellows come from the different industries, including engineering, management, journalism, entrepreneurship, technology, architecture, and many more. Elevating our members to the status of fellow is one of the most important forms of recognition that we can bestow as a society. So, 2 days ago, we had the Fellows Induction Luncheon here at the SMPTE Conference, and let me introduce you to these fellows and hear some of their heartfelt thoughts. On behalf of the Board of Governors, I congratulate you all today as you join the prestigious rank of SMPTE Fellows.
This is a massive, massive honor for my father. Some advice to all the non-engineers in the room that work with engineers: don't let those engineers name stuff.
I'm deeply honored and very happy for this nomination. Deeply honored because of the immense contributions fellow predecessors have made to our industry, and very happy that members of our chapter receive recognition for their impact on the local community and for their contribution through SMPTE to the art and craft of moving pictures and sound.
Many of you have so generously shared your expertise with me and helped me so that I could convey these stories to a wider audience, including those in the arts as well as the sciences. So I want to thank you all for your mentorship and for inviting me into this community. It's really I'm very moved, and it's very meaningful to me.
When I sat down to put my thoughts on paper for this, only one word came to mind, and that was lucky. How lucky am I to do a job that I'm passionate about? How lucky am I to have worked with so many of you over the years? And how lucky am I that there is an organization like SMPTE that supports all of the things that I'm most passionate about in my career?
One of the key traits of healthy communities that I've experienced outside of the world of work is that they create space for people in all generations at all stages of life to contribute meaningfully. I believe that if SMPTE is a home for technologists and engineers in this sector, then SMPTE has to model those traits too.
I'm so proud after 43 years in the industry to be recognised in this way. I've worked in both the BBC and commercial television over all that time, but to be recognised by my industry peers and SMPTE, it's such an honour and a proud moment for me.
I'm really happy, proud. It's because I'm part of the local SMPTE chapter, which is a very dynamic one. And I know there's many very, very dynamic chapters. And it's there's so many bad news we hear all the time, but they never come from SMPTE. Usually when you hear about a chapter, it's because they're doing something good, they're inspiring the youngest generation.
It's a great honor to be up here with so many of my esteemed colleagues. I lived through the days of ad hoc digital cinema formats, struggled through the process of standardization, and came out the other side with something that I think that we should all be proud of, because it exemplifies what the standards body can do for an industry like motion pictures.
I want to dedicate this award to my parents, my families, because the other guys who are the most affected when we spend more time on the field. To me, SMPTE is a huge family, and to be a part of this huge family is probably the best thing that can happen to me and my life.
Very humbled, especially to be part of such a great, outstanding group of people this year. I've been always lucky to have great managers, co-workers, friends, allies throughout my career, but I want to call out Siegfried Fösel, Bill Hogan, Brian Wesser, Pierre Lemieux, Hans Hoffman, thank you Salvatore, thank you Raymond, also shout out to Pat Griffith, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Interoperability is a huge thing in this business, and it's also interoperability between people, and it's the best thing about SMPTE is I've been able to make friendships, and it blurs the line between friends and work, and I don't know if I'm working or on vacation half the time because it all kind of blends into the same.
Looking around at the other honorees, I see that people who've spent decades improving this industry through technology. For my part, I've been using my spare time over the last decade or so to improve access to education, to increase diversity, and also to promote sustainability in this industry.
It's been a long journey. It's been a fun journey. And I don't think there's been a day in more than 53 years I can say I went to work. And through that time, most of all of the good friendships in the industry are sitting here. I mean, the people in SMPTE have been just incredible.
All right. Looks like we've got SMPTE has a stellar class of fellows this year. Please congratulate and welcome to the stage the class of 2025 SMPTE fellows. But before you do that, I'd like for you to actually thank Zach, who is Gregory's son, for being our Vanna White of this evening to help us with our awards. So let's get going. Fellows, join me on stage.
To award 2 more Society chapter members, welcome back past SMPTE President Hans Hoffman.
I came to get down, I came to get down. So get out your seat and jump around, jump around, jump around, jump around.
Hello, everybody. Super to be here. Super to be here after this fantastic week, what we have learned so much. Tonight is a very special night, of course, because we continue our citations. If there is one powerful truth evident in this room, it is this equation. Passion plus expertise is the engine that drives our entire industry. I second what actually John Furter has said before. The key to our global success is in the room, is you, is all of you. It's all of us who inspire actually also our successors. We should never forget that. Every single person here who mentors, who sits on technical and standards committees, who helps educate the next generation, and who works tirelessly to ensure that SMPTE sections around the globe are not just functioning, but exceeding, and you are all here the foundations. It is this spirit of commitment that I present our next two honorees for the citation of outstanding service to the society. Jim De Filippis embodies what SMPTE stands for. A pioneering technologist whose career has defined modern broadcasting, resulting in a David Sarnoff Medal, 2 engineering Emmys, and over 50 patents, and of course, a SMPTE Fellow. But tonight, we honor his dedication to the next generation. As a true leader in Hollywood section, he significantly expanded our academic reach, forging deep education relationships and establishing multiple student sections. He doesn't just invent the future of media. He is stubborn. And there are stories between me and Jim, actually, where we tried to make the world an interlaced, free world. But these are secrets. He is truly here and committed to build the people who will run the future of the media industry. Please join me in watching what Jim De Filippis has been up to.
Some people see an obstacle. Jim De Filippis sees an opportunity. And he's never been one to back down from a challenge. It's a certain kind of tenacity that defines his career. A self-described stubbornness. For decades, Jim dedicated himself to the world of broadcast technology, earning 2 engineering Emmy Awards, over 50 patents, and SMPTE's David Sarnoff Medal. But what truly sets him apart is his unwavering commitment to our next generation. After a long and successful career, Jim returned to SMPTE to volunteer, determined to reverse a trend. He noticed the average age of SMPTE members was rising, and took a stand, working with the Hollywood chapter to provide leadership and a plan to establish new SMPTE student chapters at local universities, helping students not just learn the how of technology, but the crucial why, and to discover a sense of community. Jim's greatest career payback stems from a sincere debt of gratitude he feels towards SMPTE. His stubborn determination to build strong university partnerships and open doors between academia and the industry will be one of his enduring legacies.
I am deeply humbled to be recognized by my peers for the service to the Society of Motion Picture and Television Engineering. I want to thank some people who have been a vital part of my journey. First and foremost is my beautiful wife Maggie and our 2 precious children, Juliana and Jacob. Andrew Cedos gave me the encouragement to become involved with the SMPTE Hollywood section. John Gable, who taught me much about audio and the importance of standards. Dr. Corey Carbonaro of Baylor University has been a close friend, and we have collaborated on many interesting projects and written SMPTE papers about them. To my friends and colleagues of the Hollywood section, Marty Meyer, Paul Chapman, Eric Gazelle, Alan Sholnick, Deborah Kaufman, Laura Tomlin, Bill Hogan, Anthony Magliocco, Linda Rosner, and so many more. Thank you for your support and friendship. I couldn't have done it without you. Thanks to the staff at SMPTE for their help and support of our work here in Hollywood, with special thanks to Sally Ann D'Amato, Executive Director of SMPTE, for her guidance and encouragement. My parting message is to encourage all of you to bring more to the society. I've been working with the student chapters here in Hollywood, and it has not only been very rewarding, it is vital if we are to keep SMPTE relevant for another 109 years. I hope I can continue to work with SMPTE and pay back all that SMPTE has given me. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Ladies and gentlemen, help me congratulate Jim De Filippis. Where's Jim? Let's continue. Our next honoree is an international force, a celebrated SMPTE fellow, an academy member, and a key advisor to the government of India on film digitalization and technology. Tonight, however, we recognize Ujjwal Nirgudkar, I made it, commitment to expanding our global footprint. As chair, he didn't just run the India section, he strategically transformed it into a vital technical partner for major film festivals, launched the nation's first student chapter, and secured its official governmental registration. He's an architect to build SMPTE presence in one of the world's most critical media markets. Let's witness the extraordinary, enduring impact of Ujjwal's service. Roll the video, please.
In 1993, a young chemical engineer from India took a leap of faith. With a humble budget and a technical paper in hand, Ujjwal Nirgudkar came to America for the first time to present his research at a SMPTE conference, beginning a journey that would span decades and continents. That paper wasn't just a presentation. It was a glimpse into a mind that would go on to earn the first US patent for an Indian in film technology and become the first Indian to be named a SMPTE Fellow in 2007. He helped launch the first SMPTE student chapter in India, expand SMPTE membership across the country, secured official registration of the India SMPTE section with the Government of India, and continues to be a binding force for technology in the region. Through it all, Ujjwal's devotion to SMPTE has never wavered. As the current SMPTE section chair, he continues to dedicate himself to giving back to the organization that first inspired him and gave him an enduring global vision. Congratulations on your award!
Good evening, friends. I am truly honored to receive this prestigious award today and sincerely thank the SMPTE Board of Governors and the Awards Committee for this recognition. After receiving my SMPTE Fellowship in 2007, it is truly humbling to be receiving this second honor. This achievement was made possible by my team at Film Center and Film Lab, my earlier bosses, Mr. Ramesh Patel and Mr. Arun Patel from Film Center, and Mr. Sanjay Patel, Managing Director of Film Lab. I am also grateful to my family, my wife Archana, and daughters Prachi and Sneha for their unwavering support, and to my parents for their blessings that continue to guide me. To everyone working hard behind the screen, I want to remind you that there are also some glamorous moments in your life on the screen. I am cherishing that moment now. Dhanyavad SMPTE. Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra.
Congratulations, welcome, Ujjwal Nirgudkar.
During the course break, I got to hang out with you guys, and thanks so much for helping me relax and realize what lovely human beings you all are. Thanks. I'm really thrilled to be here. What we just witnessed was a very powerful reminder of the SMPTE mission. Thank you, Hans. Now, let's bring up the woman who keeps this entire global ship sailing into the future, your strategic guide and fearless leader. Please give a huge welcome to Executive Director Sally Ann D'Amato.
Excuse my girl. So I'm going to go a little bit off book, and I know everybody's going to freak out, and it's not on the teleprompter or anything, but it's okay because we'll circle back, I promise. But just sitting here tonight, first of all, I think this is the first awards ceremony that I've actually sat at my table the whole entire time. And usually I'm backstage. I prefer to be the worker bee. But sitting here and listening to y'all and watching your videos, I got a little teary-eyed because, I think I love you guys. And I took 24 years to realize that, but I just can't quit you. And thank you. I don't know who you are, but thank you. I appreciate that. Whew. It's very strange being up here. And I thank you all for supporting me as your executive director. That is just crazy. From where I came from 24 years ago as a 10-year-old, just out of 5th grade. I don't know how you hired me. There should be child labor laws, but it worked out. So back to the teleprompter. I promised I'd get there. So, they say that diamonds are a girl's best friend, but I've always been partial to gold. It's just the perfect accessory for any occasion, right? It goes with everything. And it's actually really a family tradition. Some of you might remember that back in 2015, I hosted this awards gala, and I mentioned that I once upon a time was I played a waitress on All My Children. Thank you. My fans. But what I didn't mention then is that my cousin is actually the soap opera queen herself, Susan Lucci. You see it? Do you see it? So it's a family tradition. She had to wait 19 years to win her Emmy. And I'm just saying, I've been the executive director for 10 months, and we've already got 2 this year. This beauty here, she's number 11 for SMPTE, shared with our partners at the EBU and the VSF for the development of the SMPTE ST2110 suite of standards. Yes, clap. Which revolutionized the way that video, audio, and data move over IP networks in professional media production. We actually received an Emmy for this work back in 2020, so now we've got 1 from each coast. East Coast and West Coast, so insert East Coast, West Coast rivalry joke here. Speaking of East Coast versus West Coast, SMPTE is going to receive our other 2025 Emmy in New York this December that will be our 12th Emmy, so make room in the awards case. That one is for the development of the SMPTE ST2067 family of standards, which defines the interoperable master format IMF. Give it up. So let's give a huge round of applause, which we're already doing, for the entire SMPTE standards community, the dedicated volunteers, engineers, and collaborators who make this innovation possible. Now, speaking of big wins, we have just wrapped up an incredible SMPTE Media Technology Summit. So, round of applause for Pasadena. Pasadena! Come on, you did want to drive, but you drove and you like it, you know it. This year's summit was the result of hundreds of hours of dedication from our staff, our program committee, and our volunteer leaders. And I'd like to give very special recognition to our program co-chairs, Mark Zorn and Dagmar Driesnack. I think you're on opposite sides of the room, for curating an exceptional week of programming and raising the bar for technical excellence. A big shout out as well to our local arrangements chair and executive vice president, whose blood pressure needs to get under control after these past few months, who gave his heart, his soul, and Dolby's furniture to make our Solutions Hub a success. Eric Gazal, my good friend of 18 years. 18 years. We were 12. If you had a chance to explore that Solutions Hub space, you saw the difference. Interactive workflow demos, hands-on sessions, and collaborations with partner organizations designed to connect technology with real-world creativity, a place where ideas and applications met in real time. Thank you to Bill Hogan. Come on. And to all our workflow demo team leads and participating companies for bringing this glass-to-glass idea to life. And now, for the best news of all. Are you ready? Our attendance surpassed the last 3 years since COVID. We are up 20% over 2024. Amazing. This is a year when association events are trending 20 to 30% behind last year's numbers. And trust me, we were trending 20 to 30% behind last year's numbers until like 3 days ago. And SMPTE is ahead. And that's a testament to the power of this community. Members spreading the word, showing up, and reminding the world why SMPTE matters. Yeah, that's right. We also welcomed the highest number of student attendees in my memory, and I have been here 24 years. It was a 74% increase over the largest number of students previously ever attending a SMPTE conference. Well, since I've been here. That was 132 students came through these doors of the summit this year. It's amazing. That is the next generation of our industry, and they are energized. And I encourage everyone involved in SMPTE sections, bring those students and those early career professionals into your activities. You would be surprised by how much you can learn from them. And one of the best ways to ensure our future is by supporting the Next Century Fund. This was established during our centennial celebration in 2016 as a forward-looking investment in the society's future. This fund was created to ensure that SMPTE would continue to evolve, innovate, and serve the global motion imaging community for generations to come. And it has enabled student travel to industry events like IBC, educational activities, improvements to the standards development process, and the implementation of our brand new member portal, which you don't know about, but you soon will because it's happening next week. So since everything's just a little more, yeah, you're gonna clap because it's so much better. Everything's more fun with a little competition. We've kicked off our fundraising with a DJ battle, you might have heard of it, between our SMPTE president and our Hollywood section chair. So the team that raises the most money wins the title. So show your support for SMPTE and pick your winner. The final showdown takes place at the after party right after this. So before I bring our president back to the stage, I wanted to take a moment to remember two very special members of our Awards Gala family whom we lost this year. Joseph Mark was a brilliant engineer, a trusted colleague, and a passionate advocate for cultural heritage preservation, and of course, a founding member of SMPTE Irresistible, our SMPTE band. We shared the stage several times, most memorably in 2015 when I hosted the show and Joseph joined me on stage for the opening Bruno Mars number. I'd like to share a few words from his friends and colleagues. They have said, Joseph's contributions went far beyond technology. He was a mentor, a teacher, and an accomplished musician whose quiet leadership shaped every major innovation he touched. While others often stood in the spotlight, Joseph's steady presence made the work possible. His brilliance was matched only by his warmth and generosity. He will be deeply missed, but his legacy endures in every standard, every performance, and every colleague he inspired. So thank you to Joseph Mark, our friend. We also honor David Keeley, a Life Fellow of SMPTE and a recipient of the Herbert T. Kalmus Gold Medal, whose pioneering work in IMAX 70mm print quality and the interpositive internegative process set the gold standard for excellence in large format cinema. David, together with his wife Patricia Keeley, has been a steadfast supporter of the SMPTE Awards Gala for many years. Patricia's vision and dedication helped elevate this event into the world-class celebration it is today, and her ongoing commitment continues to inspire us all. David's legacy lives on in the impact he made on our industry and through Patricia's continued partnership and passion for SMPTE's mission. Our society and the field of motion imaging itself are better for having had them both as part of our story. As we remember Joseph and David, we're reminded that leadership takes many forms: innovation, generosity, and sometimes a killer playlist. So please help me to welcome the man who brings all of that to SMPTE, our president and DJ extraordinaire, hashtag vote for him in the DJ battle, one has the home court advantage, Rich Welsh. I'm sorry, I'm gonna take her with me.
Can I have it?
No, okay, you can borrow her for just a little bit.
Can I keep her here?
You can keep her here.
Okay, she's
All right.
nice. I like her.
Okay, don't get too attached.
It's the wrong way round. You've got to have it that way round. You didn't read the rules and regulations, evidently. I've been told that when you're president, you have to be serious. So, you know, you all know me, and you all know I'm a very serious person. So, what's going on here? This is not mine. So, what is going on here? It's not right. Good evening, everyone. I'm so happy to see you all here celebrating the amazing work of our members and showcasing their great work, past and present. At the heart of it, the incredible innovation that our community is doing every day that drives the industry forward. It's amazing to think about how we got here. Literally, the traffic in LA is horrendous. And the escalators, don't get me started. I'm just glad we're on the ground floor tonight. I want to talk about We Are One SMPTE. You may have seen this initiative rolling out this year. I want to talk about what that means to me. It's about every single member, past, present, and future. It's about recognizing the essential value that every single member, every volunteer, our incredible staff, and our amazing board bring to SMPTE. We're the society of motion picture and television engineers. And that's super important to me. SMPTE's importance as a standards body is undeniable. Our legacy is one that has brought interoperability to the media world for almost 110 years, and literally world-changing. Our education and conference programs have underpinned the continuous learning and advancement of the industry, and it's essential not only to our mission, but the industry at large. Our members, that's literally what makes SMPTE, every single one of them. We have amazing sections who actively encourage students and early career professionals coming to the industry. not just to attend events, but to participate, network, and teach us, the oldies, about what's coming. And we can do more, and we have to do more. In a world so often divided, SMPTE can and must act as one. In a world where what is real can so easily be subverted with the fake, we can be a force for good, as we've heard today in our inaugural AI Standards Forum. AI is a huge opportunity that will transform society, and our society has an important role to play. Our industry is pivotal here, the window through which we see the wider world, from the little black mirror to the giant screen. I have always believed SMPTE is so much more than what we do. I believe SMPTE represents an aspiration to advance the industry, to bring the world together meaningfully through media, and to be a force for good, an example of who we can be as an industry, all of you in the audience, in the room, as a united society of engineers. Right, which one of you nerds hacked my teleprompter? What kind of way to treat a president is this? I've had it with this. Right, I'm off and I'm keeping this. Bye. I'm not off. Apparently I'm back. Oh, it's working again. What a bloody surprise. Please welcome our next presenters. SMPTE Hollywood Section Regional Governor, Kylie Pena, and from Fuse Technical Group, the Director of R&D and SMPTE RIS Co-Chair, Richie Argue.
What an incredible way to cap off a fantastic SMPTE Summit Week. So many new ideas, technologies, and connections. Hello to all my new and my longtime SMPTE friends out there, and hello, Richie, welcome.
Thank you, Kylie, and SMPTE, I'm honored to be here.
We have the extreme pleasure to celebrate, inspire, and present the Camera Origination and Imaging Medal, which recognizes the visionaries who fundamentally change how we capture images.
And speaking of foundational vision, I'd love to take a moment as a representative from Fuse to say how thrilled we are to support SMPTE by providing this incredible video wall for the Gala. Seeing the image quality on that scale reminds us why, at Fuse, we take pride in the fact that the magic of filmmaking always starts in one place, the camera. These visual stories and the massive worlds we build rely entirely on the foundational breakthroughs like the ones we celebrate with this award that happens right at the sensor level.
That's right. This year, we recognize a true trailblazer in electronic cinematography, Peter Senton. Over a career spanning more than 4 decades, Peter Senton didn't just follow the industry's evolution from CCD to CMOS sensors, he drove it. And yes, we are assuming everyone here speaks fluent acronym, otherwise we're going to be here all night. As the chief architect of the Zensium sensor family, his work laid the foundation for the high-performance 4K, HDR, high frame rate imaging we now expect.
His most genius contribution, though, was the development of dynamic pixel management. It was pure innovation, allowing a single sensor to seamlessly handle every resolution and aspect ratio from standard 16:9 all the way to ultra-wide cinema formats. He essentially gave filmmakers creative freedom without compromise. Now direct your attention to the screen to see Peter Senton in action.
Some careers are meticulously planned. Others are a relentless, passionate pursuit of what's possible. For Peter Senton, it started with building radios as a boy and grew from a desire to install a CCD camera and a rocket into a pure love for identifying and solving technical problems. That youthful passion shaped him into a trailblazer of electronic cinematography and broadcast imaging. For over 4 decades, Patter played a pivotal role in the industry's evolution, from tubes to CCDs, and the critical leap from CCD to CMOS and HDR and HFR. Working at Philips, his first obsession was noise, and his trailblazing work on low noise amplifiers and sensor design fundamentally improved image clarity. Peter's most revolutionary invention was dynamic pixel management. This groundbreaking technology allowed a single sensor, like the one found in the pioneering Viper film stream camera, to seamlessly support multiple resolutions and aspect ratios, including the demanding ultra-wide formats. He eliminated the need for format-specific cameras, creating the flexible, high-performance designs we rely on today for HD, 4K, and HDR. Peter's career was a well-paid hobby fueled by pure curiosity and passion. He embodies the idea that when you do what you love, great innovations follow. His essential trailblazing work laid the foundation for modern cinematic image capture. Congratulations!
What a tremendous honor to receive the SMPTE Camera Origination and Imaging Medal, especially for someone who has spent a lifetime with cameras and images. My journey started over 40 years ago with the Philips camera division. I was launching rockets and wanted to get a CCD camera into the air. That curiosity turned into a lifelong passion. What I didn't know then was how strongly images would pull me in. That fascination never left. I've been lucky to have worked with so many brilliant and kind people, especially through SMPTE and the HPA. But most of all, I thank my wife, P.T. Stevens, for her everlasting support. Thank you again for this incredible recognition. Due to circumstances outside my control, I cannot be here tonight, but hope to meet you in the near future. Cheers to all of you.
For eliminating the need for format-specific systems and designing the flexible cameras of tomorrow, we are incredibly grateful. Please join us in congratulating the 2025 recipient of the Camera Origination and Imaging Medal, Peter Senton.
And while Peter couldn't travel to be with us today, he sends his profound thanks for receiving this kind of recognition from his esteemed peers. And we would like to join Peter in a toast while he is toasting us right now from France.
Bonsoir, Peter.
Welcome, Kin Community CEO and Board Chair of the Artificial Intelligence Los Angeles, Michael Wayne, and SMPTE Standards Vice President, Oscar awardee, Raymond Young.
Good evening. Achieving excellence is a singular goal. The pursuit of excellence in standards is a shared, demanding commitment to the hard, often invisible work that enables an entire global industry. Hello, Michael.
Hi, Raymond. It's an honor to be here. You've just summarized why this award is so vital. Whether we're designing SMPTE 2110 or training a large language model, our entire future depends on intentional structure and foundational rules. That shared appreciation for rigor is precisely why we're here tonight to celebrate this award.
I couldn't agree more. So we will have some work to do together. Then, and for me, the Standards Vice President, presenting the Excellence in Standards Award is truly a profound moment. The official description speaks of advancing our society's activities. But for those of us who live this work, we know this honor is reserved for individuals who have dedicated their career to create bedrock upon which our entire global media infrastructure is built. It recognizes the extraordinary commitment required to achieve the interoperability, quality, and stability that everyone else takes for granted.
That truth is perfectly embodied by Steve Lamb. Steve's work hasn't been about chasing trends. It's been about ensuring the entire global cinema industry agrees. He's a leader who doesn't just write standards, he builds the infrastructure that makes them accessible, truly advancing SMPTE's global impact.
Let's take a peek into Steve. Roll the video, please.
In a massive technology system where billions of transactions happen every day, success now hinges on uniformity. Steve Lamb's mission is to ensure that code, content, and collaboration flow with total accessibility across all platforms. As a leading authority on international standards, Steve recognized that codifying them is highly creative work. It makes complex systems run smoothly worldwide. Steve not only pioneered advancements like immersive audio and defined core cinema standards, his leadership also transformed the cinema standards landscape, guiding the reformation and merging of multiple committees into the fully encompassing 27C Cinema Technology Committee, which he now co-chairs. He also drove critical infrastructure transitions, including migrating to the SMPTE Standards Knowledge Network and launching HTML publishing to champion transparency and ease of use. Steve's impact resonates across the entire industry, reaching competitors, partners, and end users. His commitment ensures that every new technology, every piece of content isn't just created, it's delivered with equality, cementing accessibility as the fundamental principle that drives the future of media.
I'd like to thank SMPTE and all its members and participating companies for this honor. This is very out of the blue for me. I've been working in this industry for such a long time, I can't even begin to express my gratitude for this. I'd also like to thank everybody involved in the standards community specifically. I'd like to also thank my company, Deluxe, for the support of doing this work for endless amounts of time. Also my family, specifically my wife and my doggies. Standards are important. It's because without the linchpin of our industry, the wheels wouldn't turn, the screws wouldn't tighten. And you know, I always find it very important to basically preserve the historical nature of it as well. You know, in a digital world, we still need things to move and interchange, and interoperability is super important. Accessibility is super important. And without standards, that wouldn't even be possible because we would all be talking different languages. I want to thank you again for this honor. Enjoy the rest of your evening and enjoy the rest of this gala. And thank you again for SMPTE.
Let's have Steve come up here.
Please welcome and congratulate Steve Lamb.
Next up, longtime SMPTE board member, SMPTE fellow, and current regional governor, while being marketing manager, the Americas at Riedel Communications, Sarah Seidel.
A little bit of Monica in my life, a little bit of Erica by my side, a little bit of Rita's all I need, a little bit of Tina's what I see, a little bit of Sandra in the sun, a little bit of Mary all night long, a little bit of Jessica, here I am.
Hey, hello, or hi there, as I like to say, but if you know, you know. I'm so happy to be back. Seriously, I missed you guys last year, and I'm especially happy to have this honor to present this medal that speaks directly to the future of our industry, the Excellence in Education Medal. And for those of you who know Polly Hickling and her enthusiastic and tireless dedication, you'll agree, this medal was made for her. The Excellence in Education Medal recognizes the creation of new and unique educational programs, the curricula that successfully transfer complex knowledge about motion pictures, television, and emerging media technology. In short, this medal doesn't just honor a great teacher, it honors a system builder. It recognizes the individual who creates the pathways for students to actually enter and also thrive in this highly technical world, ensuring that SMPTE's knowledge endures. Let's take a moment to hear about Polly Hickling.
Knowledge is our currency. But when valuable expertise leaves and new talent struggles to join the conversation, the entire professional community loses ground. Polly Hickling is helping to solve this disconnect, fueled by one powerful trait: her enthusiasm. Her career is the blueprint for that bridge, shaping students for over a decade as a university professor in Solid University's Media Technology program. She also devoted years of service to SMPTE's global education programs, rising to VP of Education and a UK manager to make specialized knowledge accessible to all. Polly is enthusiastically forging partnerships, creating mentorships and pathways for new industry talent, and crucially, she now champions the overlooked mid-career professional at Eviden, addressing knowledge and skill gaps within the industry, compelling companies to invest in nurturing their technology leaders, and ensuring that valuable talent is not lost to stagnation. Her work is a vital victory for continuity. Polly's determined drive is securing the educational pipeline, ensuring that both veteran and emerging talent have a place to thrive. Her inspiring enthusiasm secures a thriving future for our media and technology industry. Congratulations and thank you for your contributions.
I am truly honoured to receive the SMPTE Education Excellence Award. I'm so sorry that I can't be there in person to accept this, but thank you so much for presenting me with this. Education has always been a thread throughout my career, from my work at Solent University running their media technology programme to more recent work where I have been the learning and development lead for Atos, the RISE Academy trustee, and the many projects that I have done with SMPTE, with Women in Streaming Media, and anything else that I can get my hands on. For me, this award isn't just recognising my individual work, but the community that supports students, graduates, and projects that help people grow and thrive. Because at the end of the day, it isn't just about technology progression, it's about the people behind them making that happen. So thank you.
So she certainly does embody enthusiasm, and she has a great smile, and if you've ever met her, she is really wonderful. She's very sad that she cannot be here tonight and extends her gratitude for all the support. Here is her lovely award. Please give her another big round of applause.
Welcome SMPTE's Central U.S. Regional Governor, Iowa's own Bill Hayes, and last year's Sarnoff Medal honoree, John Myatt.
Well, thank you all. I should have a guitar, I think. I do. It's right here. Well, it's great to be with you all.
Yeah. Thank you, and it's just like a crazy memory from last year, after all, but yet here we are.
It must be nice standing up here on the other side of the podium, after being recognized for the Sarnoff Medal, and be able to pass it on to our next honoree.
You know, receiving the David Sarnoff Medal was really humbling, and you know, Sarnoff himself was kind of an outstanding engineering personality. You know, he didn't just adapt television, he defined it. I mean, they called him General David Sarnoff for a reason, and it wasn't his military service.
This medal was established in 1950 and sponsored by SRI International, honors the individual whose technical innovation doesn't just improve a component, but fundamentally shifts how we experience the medium.
And that really is why we're here tonight. We honor an engineer and a leader who spent his entire career at the absolute forefront of broadcast infrastructure. Daryl Jefferson of NBCU. He's quite, so he is, I agree. He has quietly built the media highways that deliver major global events like the Olympics to millions and millions of homes. He's mastered this monumental challenge of moving all these huge live productions out of concrete studios and into a flexible digital future that just works wherever you're watching.
His visionary leadership has been critical in transforming how major networks manage and execute complex live broadcast events, especially at NBC Sports and at the Olympic. Daryl's pioneering work means you get flawless real-time coverage, whether you're watching your TV, your phone, or your tablet without any hiccups.
So Daryl created the reliable behind-the-scenes systems that ensure when the biggest moments in sports happen, you never miss a second of the action. He took all the crazy complexity and delivered a seamless working reality, a feat only possible because of his collaborative leadership style, upholding the Sarnoff legacy of bold but practical innovation. Like I've always wanted to say, Bill, let's roll that video.
Hi everyone, Mike Tirico, glad to be with you on a terrific Olympic Thursday on primetime in Paris.
Delivering the Olympic Games is a feat of collaboration, and at the center of that team effort is Daryl Jefferson. Daryl and his enormously talented team relentlessly drive new technology. The 2024 Paris Olympics were the first to be broadcast entirely in stunning HDR, and the first time the sounds of the games were delivered in Atmos audio from every venue.
I'm so proud.
When COVID presented severe engineering challenges, Daryl's team continued to innovate, establishing remote workflows, cloud architecture, and systems that allowed us to capture the emotion of the games, even when families couldn't celebrate together.
I'm so proud of you.
From his beginning in post-production to helping design the engineering backbone of NBC Sports headquarters, to spearheading teams that continue to create industry-standard technology, Daryl's 27 Emmys exemplify a career of innovation.
The greatest to ever do it.
His vision for technology makes the stories of the games even richer. He's always eager to meet a creative challenge with an engineering solution, giving viewers a deeper appreciation for the competition. I can't imagine the Olympics without him.
$27 Emmys?
27
Emmys.
That's
Sally,
crazy.
we got work to do. Please join us in congratulating the individual whose commitment to technical excellence and vision continues to shape the future of television.
The recipient of the 2025 David Sarnoff Medal, Daryl Jefferson.
Wow, I'm used to covering people getting medals, not so much getting them myself. First, I'd like to thank SMPTE and the selection committee for this great honor. Connecting me somehow with the work of the great David Sarnoff is the honor of a lifetime. I'd like to honor my ancestors. Without their hard work and sacrifice, I would not be here tonight. And one in particular, my great uncle Ray Lewis, 93 years ago, a few miles from here, became Canada's first black Olympic medalist, forever connecting our stories. Thank you. That was right up the road. To my mother, father, and specifically sister Denise, there she is. Thank you for showing your little brother to reach high. I'd like to thank the leaders in business and in production who have the audacity and trust to challenge engineers like me to create and build solutions that are barely possible. Gary Zenkel, Mike Sheehan, Molly Solomon, Joe Jesu, and Rob Landau have all challenged us in this way. It is often said covering live sports is a team effort itself. Thought leaders in every discipline are required to pull off every show, and none more complex than the Olympics. I've been surrounded by brilliant engineers over the year, and I'm especially touched to be joined tonight by Dominic Torchia, Stacy Giorgio, and Tim Canary, three remarkably dedicated and talented engineers I get to work with every day. They deserve that applause and more, but we can applaud them in a minute. In a career, one is likely to get a mentor. I've been blessed with two. The first, Pete Scrow, saw potential in me before anyone else did. And to my second mentor, Dave Mazza, who taught me to swing big and to lead with integrity. To my family, to my kids, who had better be asleep right now, Lila and Quincy, who are just starting to warm up to the idea that what I do is pretty cool. And to Christy, my wife, my ride or die, the best decision I ever made. I love you very much. And in addition to loving and cherishing, you've endured years of me yelling at the screen about AV sync, RF breakup, losing announcer microphones in the mix, and upcut commercials. I love you for it, and I am sorry. Thank you. And thanks to her. Lastly, this is a bit unconventional, but I want to give a short shout out to a person who's going to get an award later tonight, Ben Burt. I want to thank you so much for giving my imagination such a vivid soundtrack. While I have not had the chance to meet you in person, know that you have inspired multiple generations with your imagination itself. Thank you. Thank you so much.
SMPTE invited him to present. He said yes. Let's see how this goes. Please welcome Picture Shop's Josh Pines.
Stars when you shine, you know how I feel. Scent of the pine.
I've been asked to announce, you'll be pleased to know, we're almost halfway through. Breakfast will be ordered within the next 3 hours. I did sort of prepare a presentation speech, submitted it, and the request came back. You know, it's good, but can you cut 25% out? So I offered them either I'll just leave out every fourth word or I'll eliminate all the vowels. Okay, the jokes can't all be gems. Let's see. Greetings. I'm going to do some teleprompter stuff and then go off script every now and then. It's a pleasure in these times to see an organization committed to actual science and research and, most importantly, education. The ability to have people with different agendas come together to discuss, debate, cajole, and pontificate, but in the end to actually arrive at a consensus that results in a useful technical standard is so amazing that I'm personally shocked that our current administration hasn't swooped in and taken it over in order to put a stop to such behavior. This just in, apparently our commander-in-chief has just appointed himself the titular head of SMPTE. Sorry, Richard Welsh. The first order of business. You know, this debate about integer versus non-integer frame rates, 24, 2398, and, it's like, okay, the problem's been solved. No more integer frame rates. No more 23, no more rational frame rates. From now on, all frame rates will be irrational. That's right, irrational, just like most of the decisions concerning science and technology made by a certain group of people in Washington. Okay. Also, they want all of tonight's awards to be redistributed to the team responsible for what they consider the greatest motion picture of all time, which is, of course, the 2019 film adaptation of the musical Cats. I will now get a little more serious. If you look at the SMPTE site, which I did yesterday, it actually still says the Technicolor Natalie M. and Herbert T. Kalmus Medal, established in 1955 and sponsored by Technicolor Inc., recognizes outstanding contributions that reflect a commitment to the highest standards of quality and innovation in motion picture production, post-production, and distribution services. This honor has been awarded by SMPTE since 1956, and as many of you know, the entity known as Technicolor, founded in 1915 by Dr. Herbert Kalmus, who this award is named after. That entity ceased operation earlier this year. I would like to thank SMPTE for keeping this award going and to raise a glass in memory of Technicolor. Long live dye transfer. This year, the Kalmus Award is presented to Scott Miller for his key contributions to the innovation, development, advocation, and standardization of the perceptual quantizer encoding function, better known to most of you simply as PQ. As a leader in imaging technology at Dolby, Scott was instrumental in the creation of the perceptual quantizer transfer function, and as just about every single motion picture and episodic project delivered these days has at least one distribution deliverable mastered in PQ, the ubiquitous adoption of PQ encoding cannot be debated. Scott's quest for discovery, development, advocacy, and standardization of the PQ transfer function has advanced the industry's ability to deliver perceptually accurate, high dynamic range content. Let's check out Scott's video.
Every time you look at the real world, you see light. From the bright sun to the deepest shadow to the dimensions in between. For decades, our displays couldn't keep up with our human sight. Tonight, we celebrate Scott Miller, whose relentless quest for innovation helped shatter that ceiling, enabling true high dynamic range. As a leader in imaging technology at Dolby, Scott knew that to deliver visually impactful HDR, we needed a revolutionary new digital backbone. He helped create the Perceptual Quantizer, or PQ, transfer function, a powerful mathematical fabric designed not just for today's technology, but for the human visual system of the future. PQ provides a foundation for the entire HDR ecosystem, expanding the creative palette for every filmmaker. Scott's expertise guided the process, serving as the document editor for SMPTE ST 2084, the standard that ensures consistent, accurate light and color delivery worldwide. His focus is always on putting incredible tools in the hands of creators and artists. Scott's pivotal quest for discovery, development, advocacy, and standardization of the PQ transfer function has fundamentally advanced the industry's ability to deliver visually impactful and perceptually accurate content, bringing cinematic vision closer than ever to human sight.
It is an honor and a privilege to present this year's SMPTE Kalmus Medal to someone who minds both his P's and Q's better than anyone else. They can't all be gems, I'm sorry. Please welcome Scott Miller.
Thank you, SMPTE, for this honor. I am feeling incredibly honored by the recognition of all of you tonight. We started this journey, well, let me say this. This award is named after the folks who brought color to a black and white industry. And in that same spirit, the Perceptual Quantizer brought the ability for digital pictures to capture more of the range, the shadow and the light, the incredible dynamic contrast of real life. And that was our goal. We launched PQ and with it launched the HDR revolution. And I'm so proud to be a part of that. I want to thank a few people. I want to thank Maddie Nevins-Mabadi. I want to thank Robin Atkins and Scott Daly for helping bring PQ to life. I want to thank my longtime collaborators, Jerry Shields and Chris Orlick, who we've brought ideas out of each other for 25 years now. I want to thank Pat Griffiths as the chair of ST 2084, who walked with me through the standards process. Amazing times. Most of all, I want to thank my family, my wife Jane, my kids, Michaela, Matthew, Mason, and Mercy. You all are the inspiration for everything I do. I love you all. And finally, I want to thank Dolby, without whom none of this would have happened. So many people doing so much heavy lifting over many years. It's an incredible company that still digs deep into core research, works on solving the hard problems, and sponsors work just like this that makes a difference in the industry. So thank you to Dolby. And the great news is we're not done yet. The work continues, so keep watching your screens, both large and small, because more is coming. The HDR revolution is just getting started. Thank you all.
Please welcome SMPTE Executive VP and Fellow Eric Gazelle, and the past chair for SMPTE Oceania, Paul Wybrow.
All right, I'm going to break the fourth wall for just a second, and I want to wish Scott Miller huge congratulations, peer, friend, and coworker. So, good evening. Paul and I are honored to present one of SMPTE's most distinguished awards, the Progress Medal. Since 1935, this medal has recognized outstanding technical contribution to the progress of our industry.
And tonight we celebrate a recipient who reshaped how the world watches sports. Many invent to solve a known problem, but our honoree invented because he was and is a massive sports fan. His initial quest was personal. He wanted to invent ways to show fans what they couldn't see. And frankly, he wanted his work to take him to every great sporting event around the globe for free.
That personal passion drove a professional sports revolution from his company, Animation Research Limited, and subsidiary, Virtual Eye, and you're going to say it for me.
Dunedin, New Zealand.
Perfect. Just in case you don't know where
Dunedin
is, it is a town in the South Island of New Zealand. Next stop is Antarctica. Far away from anything, and well, part of SMPTE Oceania. He uses advanced technology to transform complex sports data into compelling, easy to understand visuals we now all expect and want.
For 4 decades, this has included those 3D fly-ins, the instant tracking graphics, all the statistics, if I can say it, and info you've ever wanted to know, and the augmented reality you see in sailing, Formula One, NASCAR, golf, cricket, baseball, racing, the Olympics, everywhere. That is a massive list of sports. His vision for using technology to enhance the sports viewers' experiences is his defining contribution to global media. But he would be the first to tell you that his success was only made possible by his collaborative spirit and dedicated team and partners, a group he has proudly called family for 4 decades.
Let's get a glimpse into his visuals now.
Sir Ian Taylor's first big gig was opening for the Beach Boys, but he quickly found an even bigger stage. As the internet emerged in 1990, he realized digital data was the future of powerful storytelling. He used that new digital highway to do the impossible, building a global tech powerhouse from his home in Dunedin, New Zealand, the edge of the world. Ian's success started with a simple reality. He's not an engineer. He never knew what couldn't be done. He only saw the potential to ignite fan passion. This unique perspective drove his foundational question: how do we show sports fans what they can't see? His company, Virtual Eye, wrote the first code to turn raw sports data into pictures. Starting with the America's Cup, they didn't just innovate. They invented a whole new language for sports, transforming how we see, feel, and watch our favorite games. Making the invisible visible, using digital overlays and 3D virtual courses to reveal the physics, skill, and sheer difficulty of every athletic feat. They became the award-winning graphics company no one had heard of, because the client's story was always the priority, a commitment rooted in their fan-forward policy. Guided by his Maori heritage, Ian lives by the wisdom that we walk backward into the future, using the past to forge the path ahead. He insists his success belongs to the dedicated team and trusted partners who helped him break boundaries for the fans. For Ian, technology is simply a tool for telling better stories. He is recognized for his decades-long vision and innovation, a pioneer built on the power of the collective, the power of we.
Please join us in celebrating a true icon, a visionary whose career has driven progress for 40 years.
I am very, very proud and pleased to say the recipient of the 2025 SMPTE Progress Medal, Sir Ian Taylor.
Well, thank you very much. And I have been here for a week and just sat through this gala this evening, and I am suffering from the most enormous sense of imposter syndrome. And it has been just incredible to hear. And I want to start, and Sally Ann kind of stole my thunder a little bit, but I wanted to start here by giving my own congratulations. And that is to SMPTE for the Emmy Award that you've won for SMPTE 2010. Because 2 years ago, my head of technology came to me and said, we've got to shift everything to 2110. And this is down in Dunedin. And I said, why? He said, it's the future. It will allow us to deliver more data than we've delivered before. It'll allow us to deliver it to more places than we've ever delivered it. And it'll allow us to deliver it more accurately. And we owe nothing we do now, and I've discovered that since being introduced to SMPTE by Paul, just how much SMPTE is responsible for everything we do and have done over 40 years, which is why my word was we. That we includes all of us in the room, and I want to thank you for helping this little company from New Zealand, giving us the standards and opportunity to grow as we have. So thank you very much. I'd also like to thank Paul for bringing Oceania here and sort of lifting the profile of Oceania, you know, the place with Sir Peter Jackson and Weta and places like that. So we look forward to holding your conference down there one day, hopefully not too far away. As you would have seen up there, one of my first jobs, I was a singer in a band, and I did get the pleasure of opening for the Beach Boys in 1971. Well, actually, I've also got to tell you, I saw my first TV set in 1961. I was 11, and the show was the Donna Reed Show. And looking around this room, I think there are quite a few of you who worked on it, probably. But the reason I refer to the singer in the band was I was the singer in the band, and that's all I was. I never learnt to play an instrument. So the magic came from those who'd taken the time to learn, the musicians who I stood along. And today I accept this award in the same vein. I am just the singer in the band, but I have been surrounded by the engineers, the experts, the people who've taken time to learn how to do this. So that's the first thing. I accept it just as the singer in the band for the whole band. But I also want to acknowledge, we are next stop Antarctica. We are a long way from America. So America is our biggest market for sports, and for that I owe huge gratitude to Fox, to NBC, to CBS, ESPN, ABC, PGA Tour, Major League Baseball, all of those organizations that trusted a little company at the bottom of the world and said, you guys, just go do it. It is the reason my word, when I was asked what was my word, it didn't take a second to come up with we. This award is for all of us, everyone in this room, everyone we have worked with here in this industry and in this incredible industry that it is. And I just would like to close with one thing that I think is really important for SMPTE going forward. And Rich talked about it today with the advent of AI. I mean, when we started the company in 1990, that was the same year the World Wide Web was built. That created the electronic highway that we use to get to the world. AI is the biggest change I have ever seen. It is moving at the fastest pace I have ever seen. And I embrace Rich when he mentioned this morning at the conference talking about AI. SMPTE has got to be the organisation that not only sets technical standards, but it sets the ethical standards as well. That is going to be the biggest responsibility I think we have as a group, because I'm really worried that no one else is going to do it. And again, I am deeply honoured. Thank you very much.
So the teleprompter says, whoa, what an inspirational glimpse behind the scenes tonight. I truly feel like a kid in a candy shop, overflowing with amazement and wonder for the stunning innovations and creativity that makes this all happen. It actually says, honestly, standing up here, I feel less like a host and more like a privileged fan. I do. I feel like I got away with it, being here among you. I understand why you are all presenters for each other, because you're all such incredible rock stars in this industry. And thanks for the privilege of sharing this evening with you. I really do feel like I got away with it. And you're amazing human beings. Thanks for what you do. It says, and speaking as an actor, my job is actually quite simple. I just show up and make the words sound like they're coming from me. But it's all of you, the engineers, the visionaries, the technologists, the standards experts, the educators, who create the incredible technical foundation and the visual magic that makes us look and sound great on camera. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for making everything we all do in front of the lens possible. Next is the final capstone honor of our amazing evening. We've celebrated incredible achievements tonight, and this award is the perfect exclamation point on a fantastic list of honorees. Please give a massive welcome to your SMPTE president and our rock star leader, Rich Welch.
Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Street light.
Rich, do an intro line, ... Oh, it's working again. Okay, cool. I'm back. And luckily the prompter is fixed, because this is exciting, and I'm not going to lie, I'm super excited about this. You know, in the grand history of cinema technology, we often focus on the image, the beautiful lenses, the high frame rates, the massive displays, even when they're square. But ask any filmmaker, I've got a square phone, I'm down with it. But ask any filmmaker and they will tell you that sound is at least half the picture. And often it's the half that makes us feel. That's the legacy of Samuel L. Warder. And that's why this medal is so essential. It recognizes those who have made outstanding contributions to the design and development of new and improved methods for motion picture sound. Tonight, our recipient exemplifies that profound connection between science and magic.
Our industry has always needed explorers, people who refuse the easy path and dare to invent the world anew. For decades, the entire sound industry relied on sound libraries. If you needed a blaster gun, you reached for the generic blaster sound. Pew! And our honoree looked at that library and decided it was quite simply inadequate. He possesses a rare background, a mind trained in physics and a heart immersed in film production. This unique combination allowed him to step away from the traditional and start crafting the unique organic sounds tailored to the story, often derived directly from nature or real-world sources. Because of this man, the lightsaber sounds like a powerful, living energy field. Because of him, the heavy, mechanical breathing of Darth Vader became instantly iconic. And because of him, a little droid named R2-D2 was given a voice created by a man breathing into a simple scuba regulator. He taught us that the most memorable sound effects are often the ones you have to go out and discover. Benjamin Burt is a 4-time Academy Award winner, a scholar, an editor, and a director. But tonight, we honor him as the ultimate sound revolutionary. Before we hear from him in person, let's take a look at some of the genius behind the magic. Roll that video.
When you hear the whir of a lightsaber, the commanding breath of a Dark Lord, or the charming bleeps of a loyal droid, hey, did you hear that? You're not just hearing a sound, you're hearing a new world being born. And the architect of these auditory universes is Ben Burt, a true explorer of sound.
You probably recognize that, right?
Ben's journey began not in a film studio, but with a physics degree, destined for NASA. Yet his childhood passion for make-believe, for crafting stories with sound, led him down a different path. From recording TV shows to dissecting their soundtracks, he was captivated by how sound brought stories to life. He chose to forge a new path, to create rather than just observe. He didn't just pick sounds from a library.
Like a mad.
He ventured into the unknown.
I created what I call an audio black hole.
Creating organic, unique audio tailored to every scene. From the voice of Chewbacca, derived from a bear, to the iconic tractor beam hum of a Star Destroyer. Ben truly revolutionized sound design. He became the test pilot for cinematic audio, pushing the boundaries of what was possible, collaborating with pioneers like George Lucas and Dolby to elevate the entire industry. As a firm believer in the science behind the art, he sees new technologies not as shortcuts, but as tools for even greater discovery, allowing more time for imagination and vision. Ben Burr proves that with imagination, a scientific mind, and a deep love for storytelling and exploration, anything is possible.
Yeah. No cap. Please join me in recognizing the individual who transformed the art and science of film, sound, and the explorer who made us believe what we were hearing, the recipient of the 2025 Samuel L. Warner Memorial Medal, Ben Burt.
You may sit, my children. I'm thrilled to be connected to the legacy of SMPTE, especially in the name of Sam L. Warner, because the Warner Brothers were a tiny studio in the 1920s making silent films, and it was Sam Warner who saw a great opportunity where others saw a huge risk. And that was to make the first synchronized sound feature films and put them out there for the public to judge. And they were amazingly successful. And it took a small studio at the time and made them in the big leagues. And that's what happened when sound joined up with picture to complete the illusion of motion pictures. And, you know, Sam was a visionary, but something about that name, Warner, actually is very special to me, because as I was growing up, my father had given me a tape recorder when I was about 6 years old. I was sick at home for a long time, showed me how to use it, and this was a high-tech tool. I was the only kid on the block with this tool in the 1950s. And I started recording television shows and movies off television for amusement, and then playing them back over and over and over again, listening on headphones. So I got very familiar with what the structure of a motion picture track was, the dialogue, music, and effects. And I had a particular obsessive love for the Warner Brothers films of all types, from the cartoons to the Errol Flynn movies to the action pictures and westerns I saw in the theaters growing up. They had this tremendous quality and a great articulation, seemed to be by a design. They had a signature on their films. You could tell a Columbia picture from a Paramount picture, from a Warner Brothers picture. So I was obsessed with Warner Brothers, and so getting an award with a name Warner in it is especially touching to me. But also, SMPTE comes into this picture in an important way. When I was a student at USC in the early 1970s, taking film classes as a graduate school, SMPTE had a non-credit course one night a week. And they would bring in industry professionals to talk about what they do. And I learned more from these classes than, per second than any other classes that I was taking. Because at that time, there weren't any instructional videos, no YouTube, very few books on filmmaking or film sound. You had to learn by experience or talking to someone who could describe what they do and what the challenges are. And I love this class because we would go to a studio, we'd go to Disney, and Jimmy McDonald would demonstrate his sound effects props and how he made sounds for Donald and Mickey. We'd go to Universal and see how Foley was done. And I was amazed. I never had thought that something like that, that process was there. And likewise, each week back at campus, we would learn about visual effects, cameras, color, film distribution, many things. They had people come in who had written SMPTE papers to describe what their contributions were. And I got so much out of that. It was very, very inspiring. And so SMPTE was a very important part of my education. And I certainly would encourage any kind of that activity that happens today, because the young mind can be highly inspired by learning from others that have experience. The previous recipients of this medal, a list was sent to me for some of them, and there had been people like John Bonner from Goldwyn, Don Rogers, Ray Dolby, and shout out Yoan Allen, he's here tonight somewhere in the crowd. These are all engineers that I knew in the very early part of my career. Working on the first Star Wars movie, I really didn't know a whole lot about film sound and how you really finished a movie. What were the steps that it took, and how do you have quality control? And of course, at that time, the whole Dolby process and the Dolby revolution was coming in, and we had to learn that. And we were part of that pioneering effort, with them being the tip of the spear on that. And so I really am thankful for those gentlemen, Don Rogers and Yoan and John Bonner, that encouraged me. Here I was, this young kid, basically a film student on the first movie I ever worked on, unless you count Death Race 2000. The first big big movie. I love Death Race 2000, by the way. And they were encouraging to me. They were friendly. They treated me like a son and took me behind the scenes at the studio, showed me how things worked. And I'm very grateful for those gentlemen and what they did to me. Another recipient of the award is Earl Sponable, way back, of course, one of the inventors of sound on film. And where I grew up in Syracuse, New York, his laboratory, which had since it's now been turned into a museum, in Auburn, New York, was there. And I had a chance, I didn't quite understand it when I saw it the first time, of how sound, synchronized sound, was being born there as well. So I really enjoy these connections for both SMPTE and how it helped, and the men that I met at that time that helped me along such a large way. I do want to say that I'm a user of the technology. I'm not an inventor, really. I love to explore new ways of doing things. And I know that in all the endeavors we've heard about tonight, we're always striving for a technical perfection. That's what so many of you are obsessed with, and you've studied, and you're scientists, and you're experts. But I will say that in my sound design work over the years, that the flaws in many inventions were very exploitable for some of the most interesting sounds I worked on. I loved hum and distortion and feedback and crosstalk and lack of sync, bad punch-ins, whatever, you name it, because usually when a new device would come my way, I would test it out and I would maybe find flaws in it, but I loved finding those flaws because it usually gave me something knew I could discover by making a sound I hadn't expected. I mean, the lightsaber, half that sound came from a microphone which had a lack of shielding on the cable, and it picked up hum from my television set, and it was perfect, so, inexpensive creativity. And so I thank you, and don't be afraid of the flaws. Maybe they'll get ironed out, but someone like me might find a great fun with them as I go along. I want to just say that that R2 thanks you, Wally thanks you, E.T. thanks you, and in no particular order, Peggy, my lovely wife, and Darth Vader's breathing. Okay. They not connected in any way. I want to thank those folks for that. So you can thank them. So, anyways, thank you so much. I'm honored and I'm humbled by this medal. Thank you again.
Thank you. Sally-Ann, where are you? Sally-Ann, come back. Come and save me before I do something stupid, like DJ. Too late, yeah, too late. Well, that's it.
That's it?
It's time to wrap it up, I think.
You think?
There's a DJ battle to have.
There is a DJ battle to have. That's true.
I'm not going to lie, I'm super nervous. Don Juan, El Terminator. That's going to be tough competition. But El Presidente is going to drop some bombs.
And you can be bought? Is that what I hear?
I can be bought. You can scan a QR code and contribute generously. I'd like to thank my very generous benefactor out there somewhere, Wes Leon. Incredible. I don't know what's gone. I think he might have had some sort of nervous breakdown.
I see.
But anyway, I thank you anyway. But yes, so go outside, have an amazing time. We do need to see your hands in the air like you just don't care. And we are going to give you a great time. Where's my great friend Juan? Where is he? Is he already out there? You preparing tunes? Oh, no, he's there. He's all right. He's in the room. He's an awesome DJ, and I'm absolutely terrified, but I'm going to do it. And I want you to all have an amazing time. Thank you so much all for being here. And I think I've got to leave the last word to you because you are the last word.
I get
in
one?
SMPTE.
Thank you. Thank you all for coming. Congratulations to all the honorees. To all our presenters, we thank you for being part of this night and making it special. To Greg Jabara, thank you so much for coming and being such a gracious host and doing side videos for people's husbands. It was great. We thank you all. We think...
Tech group? The tech group.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm getting to it. Jeez. We would like to thank the tech crew at Encore and Home Run Productions. You guys are amazing. Home Run in particular, we've been with you guys for like 10 years, I think, and every show gets better and better and better. In particular, Karen and Barry and Bennett and Dylan, you guys rock, and the whole rest of the crew. I also, once again want to thank our sponsors, Fuse, for this amazing video wall, Riedel for wireless comms. We had Tech-Align Group, who is also kind of a double dipper because that's your DJ competition.
What?
Kind of. If you sponsor, get more votes. Deborah Alexander for being the voice of SMPTE along with Russell Poole. We thank you all. You guys are amazing. Encore, also a sponsor of tonight's event. And let's go party.
Let's go.
Get